So now let's go and design this navigational menu. So for this, first I'm going to create a new file in the lib named as helpers.ts. Helpers. Okay. Then I'm going to create a new folder in the root directory called types. And inside the types folder, I'm going to create a new file called index.ts. So here I'm just going to say export interface. Let's say nav bar menu item, open it, which in case it's going to have a label and that is going to be a type of string. Then it's going to have the link that is also going to be the type of string itself. Then inside the helper.ts, I'm going to create the array of navigational menu links. So for that, I'm just going to say export const navbar menu items, which is going to be the type of navbar menu item, array of that. Then open the array. So here, first I'm going to create a label, which is going to be the type of the about us itself. About us, that's the label, very first one. Then I need to supply, oops, wait a minute, label, not a string of label, which is going to be about us. Then I need to supply the link, which in case it's going to be slash about us. Okay, so save it. Just like this, I need to get menu, reviews, blog, contacts. So instead of this is going to be menu. Let's say that as the menu, about, contact. Okay, oops, so this is going to be reviews, and that is going to be reviews. This is going to be contacts. Then this is going to be blog. Save it. Now we have that menu. Let's get into here, and here I'm gonna create a division, class name, flex item center, justify center, gap it's going to be or space, x it's going to be 4. Inside here I'm going to bring the nav bar, which we don't have that. So inside the components, I'm going to create nav bar.tsx, and let's say use client RAFC, and let's say nav bar, that's the name. Save it, and here let's get it nav./nav bar. Save it. So you should able to see that nav bar over here, right? So now all we have to do is to bring the nav bar. So when we hover it, we need to change the color to that secondary color. So let's do that now. So get into here, and instead of this div, I'm going to keep it as nav, and instead of okay, you will tag, and here I'm going to get that nav bar menu items dot map. I'm going to access the each and every one item out of it, open it. Then I'm going to get that link tag, link. Okay, so for this I'm going to say key, which is going to be item.link itself, because each and everything has a unique route. Then href is going to be item.link itself, and here inside I'm just going to say item.label. That's it. So now if you save this, you should be able to see all those things. Now for this UL tag class name, which is going to be flex item center space x, it's going to be 8. Save it. Now you will have some space over there. Okay, so now for this, what I'm going to do is when I hover that link tag, I need to change the color. So initially, what is the color does it have? It's in the pure black color itself. Okay, something like that. So for this, I'm just going to say class name font semi bold, something like that. So now it's perfectly fine, and the text size and everything is okay. I'm okay with that. Then I'm just going to say text neutral, the text color, which is going to be 800, something like that, right? Then when I hover it, whenever I'm hovering it, I just need to change the text color into where is that global.cs? This is the color code. So I'm going to copy that color code, get into the nav bar, and I'm going to paste it straight away over here. Okay, now when I hover it, that's the color code, it will be changed. Okay, you can't see that much difference over there. So what we can do is on hover, I can say transform. I can change the scale level, right? So scale 105 percentage. I can increase the scale level, something like this. Okay, so but there is no transition. So what we can do is, let me enable the word wrap. So we need to add that transition. So let's say transitions transform, or we can simply say transition all, and you can enhance the timing. So let's say 150 and ease in out, something like this. So now you have the nice transition effects, which is clearly visible over there. All right, so the home and the menu, everything, the link tag, everything is perfectly fine over there. Then what I need to do is I need to get this design. So let me bring it over here. I need to get this, the basket design. So for that, right after here, I'm going to bring a button, from which UI button. Please make sure this is coming from like @/components/UI. And inside here, I'm just going to bring the shopping basket. This is the one. I'm going to bring it inside. So save it. You should be able to see that. And for this, I'm just going to say class name and the size of this, which is going to be the icon, and the variant, which is going to be the outline variant. That's how it looks. And I'm going to make sure the rounded, it's completely full. That's pretty much done. Then class name is going to be pointer, cursor pointer, and we need the border, right? So border, which is going to be 2 pixels, so a little bit darker, and the border color, which is going to be where it is, this primary color. So let's say hash primary color. Save this changes. So you should be able to see that border now. And inside this, the text color, which is going to be text, that secondary color. That's pretty much done. This, I don't know why that the color is not taking. Let's, anyway, it should work, but it's not working. We'll fix that part later. All right, so now we have that button effects and everything. It's pretty much done over there. We need to get this one, that reserve table button. So for that, right after here, I'm gonna get this button one more time, and this time the size of the button, it's going to be smaller, and this is going to be a reserve table, something like this. Okay, and class name, I'm just going to say rounded full. That's how it looks. Then the color of that, it's going to be bg hash this. Okay, and then the text color, it's going to be this. That's how it looks. So on hover, what I'm going to do is hover, I'm just going to say bg transparent. That's how. Okay, so bg, it needs to be, instead of transparent, I'm going to keep it the same color, but on hover, I'm going to have the shadow medium, like that. Okay, something like that. Perfect, that's pretty much done. And then the cursor, it's going to be pointer. So now we have all the necessary stuffs. Only one thing which is remaining on that menu section, which is going to be here. If the user gets authenticated, we need to bring the avatar box, right? So for that, in the chat scene, get into the chat scene. I think I don't need this one. Close it, close this. In the chat scene, search for avatar, and there you go, you have the avatar box. So I'm going to copy this component and I'm going to paste it straight away over here. Then I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it over here. So this is the avatar that's provided, image provided by the from the chat scene itself. I'm going to use that one, save it. And this is the avatar fallback. If the avatar, this image is not loaded properly, you can give a fallback UI what I want to display over there. So now that's good, right? It's displayed over there. Perfect. Now pretty much the header section, it's completely done. Now all we have to do is to focus on the next incoming section, which is going to be your home menu, where you are going to display this complete the left section and the image section. And even though you have this the category wise filter sections, once the user clicks it, it needs to take the user to that menu with that specific category, right? Something like that. All right, and after that we have this popular dishes. Cool, that's pretty much done. And yep, we can use the swiper for this carousel, but anyways we will try to use the ChatGPT to build it completely from the scratch. When you click it, it should move that like from back and forth carousel. Let's try to create this completely. All right, so now let's move on to the next section, which is going to be your home section. Let's go ahead and build that now.